Let's talk about language. Language unites people and defines cultures. It can make you feel closer to or more distant from others. When colonial powers imposed their languages on Africans, they struck at the thing that bound communities and controlled memory, in the words of Kenyan writer Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Through conquest, the Arabs, British, and French deliberately, systemically, and violently forced their languages on African people. Our ancestors were coerced into compliance so that they'd forget who they really were and internalize a slave mentality. English is the most widely spoken language in the world, not because people just adore it, but because of the barbaric expansion of the British Empire. Many people in Africa and the wider global South still think that English proficiency is a marker of intelligence and status. As a result, African languages are seen as inferior and less useful, even by their own speakers. Thanks to the erosion of indigenous languages, a large share of African cultures will never be recovered or known, and this erosion continues. The consequences of linguistic imperialism are devastating, especially for a people whose history has mainly been passed down orally from one generation to the next. For them, losing their languages means losing their identities and cultures. As Africans continue the work of decolonization through political and economic revolutions, the need for a cultural revolution must be recognized. Schools across the continent still teach subjects from the colonizer's point of view. By abandoning legacy institutions that do not serve us, we can begin to reimagine Africa through our collective memory. The heartbeat of this cultural revolution is language. The preservation of indigenous African languages is key. Just as language was used by the colonialists to obliterate cultures, it can and should be used to revive them.